What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Kool coming to you from Colossal Boxer Talk, along with
Twine Liberty, GoopJam.com, and the Müvment Boxing Podcast. Thanks for having us.
Yes, and today we're here with WBC Heavyweight Champion, the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. How you doing today, champ?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Hey, doing great. Can't complain.
Yeah, definitely very well, man. It's gonna be a big day for us. Roll Tide, right? Most definitely. I think they'll come out victorious against Clemson. You know, we got one of the best teams in the nation. That's right here from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and also you got the heavyweight champion of the world with the most prestigious, well-known belt in all the boxing. That's the WBC right here in the state of Alabama and in Tuscaloosa. So, you know, we definitely produce champions here. That's why they call it the city of champions. So tonight, the Crimson Tide will be again and still. That's all I got to say. Still.
All right.
Deontay, I'm gonna need you to holler at Jarrell fast though, because you know he a fan of Rocky Top. You know, he a Tennessee Volunteers fan being from Alabama. I don't know how that even works. You know, I can holler at
Yeah, man.
Hey, got their own thing, I guess, you know.
I'm from Alabama, but I'm a Rocky Top fan, like Twine said. But let's go and get into this interview. First question for you, champ. You've broken your hand before. Are there any fears of this becoming an issue that could affect your career? Also, can you describe the process of not only rehabbing the broken hand, but also the torn pectoral muscle?
Well, do I have? I'm scared. Do I have any kind of concern about me breaking my hand again?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. You know, that's what camp is all about, and therapy as well too. Getting in there and rehabbing and testing it out in sparring. You know, that's going to be a key factor to my game is to spar and go full throttle with it. And don't worry about that I had an injury. I got to get it out of my mind that I had an injury. And just go with a muscle memory. You know, just throw it when I see and fit as hard as I can. And that will. So that's going to be the big task for camp for me to do because I can get a little hesitant. After anything that's been torn or broken, it's human nature to just get hesitant to just throw that thing back like we used to throw it, and it's gonna be a big factor. So, but I think I'll overcome that and get back in there and do what I love to do best, and that's knock guys out.
Okay, definitely understand that. Could you also touch on how was it, rehabbing, two injuries instead of just one?
Repeat that again?
I said, could you also just touch on, not only rehabbing the broken hand, but also the torn pectoral muscle, and how was that process, going through it?
Man, it was the process was painful. I mean, I had two major injuries, and I had to have, surgery. I had to have surgery on. It was crazy. But rehab, I got some great doctors. And the rehab for it has been going great. Well, I'm done with rehab, but the rehab that we had took for it was wonderful. I got some of the best people in the world that was taking care of me, and doctor said it's 100%. So we're gonna see will it stand up in the fight. It's one thing for it to be 100%. For its healing process, but we're gonna have to test it again and for a reality process because for every action there's a reaction, and once I hit somebody in the face, I'm gonna see the reaction is gonna be towards going against my face. So I can't wait.
All right, Twine.
I just wanted a quick question. Your thoughts. I'm not sure how much detail you want to go into it, considering you may have possible litigation still going on with the process. Just your thoughts on Alexander Povetkin and his whole situation with Bernays Bavard and how it's actually impacted people's views on you, because it's not like it's your fault. He's top 30 twice, and you haven't been able to get the fights that you wanted, the bigger fights you wanted to take, of course, and your mandatories. Just anything you want to touch on that if you can, just how it makes you feel that you have this kind of I told you so moment, seeing that he top 30 again recently. ain't much I really have to say about it. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. But everything that I've been saying, it's coming to light. So, like they said, what goes on in the dark soon will come to light, and basically it did. And that's really all I got to say about that situation, because we're definitely still ongoing. The lawsuit is still in session, so that's the only thing I can say about that part. And that person, glad you clarify that, Champ. Glad you clarify that.
All right. Next question from me. Realistically, what unification bouts do you think are possible for you this year?
What I think is possible for me this year is definitely not looking past my opponent, but I'm definitely looking through him. Sometimes I get the tendency to look through a fighter, because I'm being so confident in what I feel that I'm gonna do on that night of the fight. So looking through my opponent, I'm looking to after I defeat him, I'm looking to go for the WBO title with Joseph Parker. That's my thing. They've mentioned my name. They mentioned turning back around and fighting again sometime in April, and I want to accept that challenge. If all things can be held out until after this fight, and he don't have no mandatories and then like that fulfilled, and the organizations want to combine the belts together and make this fight happen, let's make it happen. I'm known to be a fighter that fought and turned right back around a couple of months later and fight again. I have no problem with that. That's why all organizations would love for me to be their champion. Because I don't have no problem turning back around and fight. Most thing about it, fighting, a lot of guys don't want to do the turn back around thing, because the hard part is not the actual fight, but the hard part is getting back into camp. That's the hard part. Camp is the ultimate tough hell. And nobody really wants to get out of hard camp and turn right back around and get back in one. But I love it. I love this sport. I'm in love with it. And if it takes that to feed flesh, or it takes that to make the sport exciting again, or if it takes that to set a trend, like all these other fighters, to let these other fighters see a real champion do what he does, then hey, so be it. I would love to take on that responsibility, but after this fight, I'm definitely looking and seeking to turn right back around and unify the division with the WBC and the WBO. So hopefully I have luck with that, and we'll see how it goes.
Definitely want to see that fight, Twine.
All right, Deontay. I mentioned earlier, we're all from Alabama, man. I just want to get your take on, what does it mean to you to be able to bring these highlight showcases back to our home state, man? Because I think it's phenomenal to see you being highlighted and showcased on, regular TV, premium TV in Alabama. It's real big for us, man. And I just want to know what are your thoughts. What does it mean to you personally, to be able to showcase in front of your home state fans? Man, it means so much. When I can come back to my home state and bring thousands of people, not only just from the nation, not only just from the surrounding areas, but from all over the world. It's a great feeling to me. Because so many people misconstrue our heritage here in the state of Alabama. They tend to only go off of what they hear about, not really knowing nothing about the state, and that persona of Alabama is already constructed in their head to what the picture that somebody else gave them, or because of what they have heard, But I give people the opportunity to face reality, to come and see and witness for your own self what we have to offer here in the state of Alabama. I love Alabama. I'm still here. I travel all over. I got different stuff going on in different places, but Alabama is my home, and when I can bring money and revenue and bring people to my state to witness for themselves and then for them to enjoy themselves, it's a great opportunity. It's a great feeling for me as well as my state. I'm just so happy. I'm glad to be working with Mayor Bell in Birmingham and to rebuild that city one fight at a time.
Definitely, you definitely bring the people out. I covered your fight in July, and you had a lot of people out there repping for you hard. So definitely glad to have you as our champion. My next question is kind of going back to Joseph Parker. What are your thoughts on him as a fighter, and what are your thoughts on a potential fight with him? I know you said you would like to fight him next, but how would you see that fight going without, I know you're focusing on your opponent now, but I know you've been watching the other top guys. So what are your thoughts on him as a fighter overall?
Joseph Parker, he's still unknown. He's still one of those fighters that we haven't seen too much of, or haven't heard too much about. But it's exciting, and it's kind of brave of them to get the title and be like a Charles Martin, already try to call people out. Especially the champion. They already try to call the champions out, which is take heart. We don't know what the reason for this. Maybe it could be, that he's young, and they know that he's young, and they want to test the waters, feeling like that he got many years to. If he lose, that he still got time to rebuild himself, which could be a strategy of theirs, or they could feel that he really is the goods. He has what it takes. It just takes him to get to that right opponent, to the right viewers, to really witness. And what better opponent than to display your talent among one of the most hard-hitting guys in the division, and that's Deontay Wilder for that. What more to prove yourself to a guy that don't play around with nobody? When I get in that ring, it's a transformation from Deontay Wilder to the Braun Strowman. That's somebody that's really trying to take your head off, no matter how energized you are or how tired you are. I would not show no mercy. I would not show no pity for you. That if you come in this ring healthy, I'm trying to break something that when you leave this ring that you're going to remember me by. This is the type of things that I'm on, So, so it's kind of interesting that they called my name out of all people. But I like it, and I accept the challenge, and hopefully we can get this fight scheduled as soon as possible and get it on the books. So after my fight, I get right back in the camp, and we get this thing on the pop.
Definitely want to see this division get unified with the best fighting the best. So I definitely hope that fight can be made, as well as the potential Joshua Klitschko fight. Twine?
I definitely want to follow up on that. Deontay, it looks like just last year with the Klitschko defeating Fury that everything was in order for unification to happen easily in a heavyweight division. And then Tyson comes down with his issues to where, he had to vacate the belt, saying, we're back in this big hoopla again. We're trying to get it back together. Let me just get your thoughts on that, where the heavyweight division stands. The WBA seems to be in a lot of array right now with their consolidation of belts. And I just want to get your take on where do you think the heavyweight division stands right now, because it was starting to gain some steam, and then the whole thing with Fury seemed to take away a little bit and detract from the division a little bit. So I want to get your thoughts on that.
Well, my thing is, I think that the heavyweight division is I don't think it's at its peak of being excitement. I think that it's definitely gaining that fire. It's getting on up there. I don't think just because of one fighter takes away from everything else that everybody else doing, because it's more than this one person involved in this sport. So no matter what one person does, it's not gonna tear down the whole division. We'll just be waiting on that person until he comes back, or if he ever returns. And it's been as exciting as it's ever been. The Klitschko, honestly, and we can say this for sure, for fact, because of what's been going on lately in the heavyweight division, that the Klitschko definitely had brought the division down. They made it very, very boring. They really did, with the inactivity that they were displaying inside the ring, and as well on the outside of the ring too. True enough, he did his thing. He held it down. He held it for a decade, but people always say about they want to see great fights. They label Klitschko as this he the best in the division. He did this, he did that. But when the people look at excitement fights and they say, oh, well, as if a fighter has fought somebody or not. I mean, we look at Klitschko's resume and say that half of the guys he fought, we don't know who the hell they are or where they came from. But we consider him as one of the greatest, one of the best, a Hall of Famer. That he will be a Hall of Famer. But people that somebody have fought. You know, people always want to say, oh, he fight this person or he fight Bones in, but Klitschko was notorious for doing it, but he's considered one of the best. So, you know, it all plays hand in hand. I think that the heavyweight division is at its all-time high, and it's climbing. It's still climbing. It's still got more room to go. And I think 2017 will be that year that people are going to see great fights, man, and they're going to see a lot of great unification bouts, and just excitement all around, especially if we can come down to one title, just all in one title, one face, one name. That's Deontay Wilder.
All right, my next question is, do you plan on fighting 3 times this year, assuming everything goes well in your bounce back fight coming up in February?
Oh, most definitely. I'm definitely planning on at the most for sure 3 fights. If we can squeeze 4 in there, that'll be wonderful. You know, like again, I say I'm in love with the sport of boxing, and you know, with that being said, I can do it any given time, any given day of the year. So we'll see what happens, but I'm definitely looking at maybe 3 for sure, and a big unification at the end of the year.
All right, Twine.
All right, Deontay. You turned professional. You were still considered a very raw talent. You know, still learning. You hadn't been boxing long, but you had shown, you know, your talent and your the possibilities of your future. You know, by being a bronze medalist in the Olympic Games. At this stage of your career, 37 fights in, you know, last time I talked to your trainer, Mark Greenman, one of the things he talked about, he emphasized that you continuing to use your height and not getting out of that mode. What are some of the things you work on now? Because I've noticed you displayed a little bit of an inside game in some of your fights as well. So is that something you've been working on to go along with your strong jab, or what are the things that you want to improve on at this stage of your career?
I mean, we're working in gym to improve on everything, not just single out one thing, but, you know, we're working to improve on everything, whether that's the jab, the right hand, the hook, the uppercut, you know, what I do, whatever I do, movement, back and forth, like everything. You know, we always stick to the basics, and we always try to critique, we always try to get that and make it better. I always try to go from good to great each and every time, and that's what we work on. I feel like once you stop learning in the sport of boxing, then it's not fun no more. It don't need to be in the sport anymore. If you can't learn, and if you know it all, I think you'll get tired of it. So for that reason, we work on everything. We try to make everything great, and so we can perform to the best of our abilities when we get in that ring and fight. You know, I want to perform. I want when people come to see heavyweights, they want to see a knockout, and I want to put my body in tip-top shape, and enough that when the opportunity presents itself to knock somebody out, I'll take his head off.
All right. Could you describe a typical Deontay Wilder training camp? You know, for people that may want to get a little insight on how you go about preparing for a fight.
Well, my camps are pretty easy. You know, it's pretty basic. If you ask me, we don't really do too much different things. We don't deal with too much technology, trying to catch the brain out, how fast I can go in this many seconds, and different little stuff that they have technology out nowadays. We keep it basic and original, and most times it's just me. It's just me in the morning. In the morning times. In the morning times, and this strict. I'm sorry, I had to do a little pause. Basically, me in the morning with strict training, with my strength trainer. Depends on what we're working on that day. It can go from 30 minutes to an hour or so, and then after that, we get a nice little food in us, and then later on in the afternoon, we go train. You know, we get the sparring partners, and day one of sparring, we're sparring. We don't wait to get in no shape. We don't wait 2 weeks after swimmers camp start. We're on it. We're sparring. We're getting it going, and that's how we do.
Okay. Twine, you got any more questions for the champ?
definitely want to get your take on this. We talked on the heavyweight division, but I want to get your take on boxing in the United States and where it stands. You know, you hear people talking about boxing is dying in general. UFC and MMA is taking over boxing. Is, you know, all these little things you may hear in the media. I just want to get your thoughts on what do you think is wrong, the problem with boxing in the United States? And is it true that it's dying here, or is it just something that's so local? Or
let me tell you, I'm gonna cut you off right now. Boxing will never die. Boxing is one of the oldest original sports in history. You know, boxing will never die. You know, as my understanding, and as I know, boxing is the only sport that in realistic, you can make $1 billion in one fight, one night, dealing with the right people. You know, I don't think there's no other sport that can penetrate what boxing can penetrate, even though it's an old sport. So it'll never die. Trust me. If many people have said boxing is about to die, it's gonna die. You know, many years ago, decades and decades ago, you know, they said boxing was about to die, but boxing would never die. You know, it will always penetrate money. It will always bring excitement. And they're just facts. You know, no matter where you go, no matter where it is. And you know, people just want to see more fights and stuff like that, which is what's going on. But you got to understand that some people are just casual boxing fans. And when you're a casual boxing fans don't know what the hell going on. They barely know what the hell they talking about. You know, and let's just be honest. You know, any casual boxer, because most times they don't know if a guy is hurt or not, or why he's coming back, or all they see is, this guy fighting this guy. He don't need to fight him. But you don't know the reason. You don't know what the inside stuff about. You don't know what's been going on in the back side of boxing. Boxing is definitely a business. That first and foremost, and people don't understand the business side of boxing. They don't know how it's constructed or conducted. You know, so a casual fan, they'll go off for anything. They'll go off for what the next person heard and act like it's really what it is. You know, did you hear something? He did this. They don't even know. So, but boxing will never die. It'll never die.
I definitely agree with that. When I look around the sport of boxing, I see fans from all other countries, you know, support their fighters through thick and thin, whether you're 0-23 or 23-0. But here in the States, it seems that a fighter, maybe of your caliber, you know, a lot of people from, you know, a lot of Americans don't rally around their fighters. They rather rally around other countries' fighters. What are your thoughts about that? Because I definitely find it disappointing.
You know, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that's about the sport. The sport, you know, here in America, you know. And I said what you just said. I say it all the time, you know, and especially for every other country. You know, every other country supports their own kind. You know, so it's boxing is way much bigger in Europe or anywhere else than in America. You know, because they behind their people no matter what. Just like you said, no matter what the record is, they're behind their people. They win. If they have potential and they see potential in them, no matter what, they're gonna be behind them. In America, it's different. You know, in America, it's almost like you gotta be at the top. You know, and even still, when you get to the top, some people still doubt you. And and it's your own time. You from America, you supposed to support us just like they do in other countries, but we don't do it here, and it's sad, though. It's very sad, but, you know, it just makes you fight even harder, man. It just makes you want to make your name known even more, but no matter what is going on on the other sides of the world, no matter how big boxing is on the other sides of the world, they still have to come to America and make their name, no matter what, whether people know them or not. You know, there's been many guys that have been tourists of this country and have came over in boxing and made a name for themselves. When many people say, who is that? Who he's fighting? Oh, he's a bum. But guess what? That bum became a superstar. You know, everybody want to say somebody a bum. That's easy to say you're a bum. You know, but that same unknown name that nobody knew about years ago, now this is one of the biggest superstars superstars around. You know, for example, look at Manny Pacquiao. You know, nobody really knew who Pat Manny was. Especially when he was coming out, nobody knew who he was. Until that one particular time he presented himself to America, and he made a name to himself. So people got to get out of these feelings of, we ain't never heard of this fighter before, or we ain't never seen him, so we don't know. But it's shit, that means you was just a casual boxing fan. If you was a fan of boxing, you would know everybody. You would know these particular fighters. You would know what they do and whatever. And if you don't know, you wouldn't be biased to because you never heard of them because of their record, or to simply call them a bum or something like that. You just don't know. You know, it's so many examples of fighters that they came to this sweet country of ours and made a name for themselves. But you gotta come here in America and make your name. No matter how big you is somewhere else, America is this place to come and make your name.
Definitely, Twine.
Definitely agree with you on that, Deontay. You're obviously just entering your prime. You still got a long way to go in your career, man. But I just want to get your take on legacy. What do you want your legacy to stand when it's all said and done? What do you want to be known for as far as your contributions to the boxing and the heavyweight division?
Yeah, when it's all said and done, you know, I want my legacy to say that Deontay Wilder, you know, brought everyone. He feared no one. He brought the sport of boxing back to its highest peak in his era. You know, I want to say that he was a champion that went behind enemy lines just to defend his title. You know, where others would dare to go or would dare to even travel to another country, just in thoughts of they may get cheated or whatever. But Deontay Wilder is a person that wants to travel and make his name not only just in America but all over the world, because he holds what says at the end the world champion. You know, and so with that being said, I would love to defend my title all over the world. And that's what my legacy want. I want to consist my legacy of somebody that created opportunity, that created opportunities and broke records, that made records, and done a lot of great things in the sport of boxing when it's all said and done. You know, I really want to follow the footsteps and kind of mix it up in my own little thing, like what Ali did. You know, different countries and stuff like, which we're working on some stuff right now. We're working on stuff like fighting in different places like Africa and stuff like that. So it's a lot of things that we're trying to do, and I want my legacy to be built behind that, and somebody that brought boxing back and made it such a great sport again. All right.
Definitely. Well, I don't have any more questions for the champ. Twine, you got any more before we let him get up out of here?
No, that was all, man. I definitely appreciate your time, though, Deontay.
Likewise, man. And
anytime.
And we wish you the best with the rest of your career and your upcoming fight. I will be there live to, see you in action February 25th. Again, good luck. Have a good rest of the training camp, and thanks for the time. You took out your day.
Deontay, simple question. Can we get a bomb squad in the roll tide before you bounce?
Oh, most definitely. Well, the Crimson Tide will be facing Crimson today, so you're going to get a roll tide, baby, on them and still. And you already know, this is Deontay the Gun Bummer Wilder representing, man. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, standing up. We in the building. By the Unified Division 2017, stand up. And if anybody get in my way, be ready to get your head knocked off your shoulder.
All right. Thanks, champ.
Thanks, champ.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, you too.
All right.
Well, there you have it. Me, Twine Liberty from Hoop Jab Boxing and the Movement Boxing. Just wrapped up our interview with WBC Heavyweight Champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. We will post this on YouTube. Like our channel, Colossal Boxing Talk. Like the Movement. Hoop Jab as well. Stay tuned for more content. Twine, you got anything you want to say to the people out there before we wrap this up?
Just to follow up, man, you can catch us on our weekly podcast on the Movement every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Sunday night, the Movement podcast featuring me, Big Kool, Colossal Boxing Talk. We've got our partners in crime from the Truth About Boxing, Bo and Bernard, and one other co-host from the Guys of Boxing Talk, 2K. So, man, just definitely check us out, and happy to be able to do this interview with you, bro.
And remember, boxing is the brand. We out. Peace.